Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and tonight let's talk about these new revelations from PlayStation. It's Herman Holst about God of War and Gran Turismo 7 going to be cross-generation. I'm fine with that. I don't know why anybody would have a problem with that. I mean, they're a company. They're there to make money. So, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you've already heard me predict that God of War is going to be going cross generation. I mean, I could already feel that. Gran Turismo 7 definitely caught me by surprise as well. Like, I did not see that one coming. I really thought for sure that one was going to be a true next gen exclusive. Eventually PlayStation games are going to start launching on PC day one as well. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. It's going to happen. Like, Sony's testing the waters right now. That's why they put Jim Ryan in charge. That he's the kind of guy that will do it. Is it going to hurt the PlayStation brand in the long run? No. Is it going to be better for the gaming community as a whole? Yeah. Older gamers with computers are thinking, like, finally. That's what they've been waiting for. So basically, I kind of want to start doing something a little new, like a fanboy, like a fanboy support group, like once a week or something, from like 5 to 7, probably on Mondays would probably be cool. So, where just gamers of all types can come together and we can like talk about these things, and figure out a way forward, because PlayStation and Xbox are not the companies we grew up with anymore. No longer. I mean, that's apparent. That's going to change. The world has already, the gaming landscape has already changed due to, like cell phones, smartphones. Smartphones are upending everything we know and love about video games. If you're a console gamer or a PC gamer and you still love gaming, this is the time to stand together and not be tribal anymore, because the cell phone market is blowing us out of the water. If these guys know that they can go out there and make a simple little phone game and put it out there, look at Roblox. Roblox went on the market. $45 billion is for Roblox. None of us are going to play that stuff. If we don't start, allowing, Sony and Microsoft, to expand and, create different income streams for their, is my chat not working? Oh, sorry guys. Like, I don't know why it used to have the chat that would come up. Hello, Yo Jimbo. What's up, Dark Hero QB? Yeah, exactly. We need to move forward with gaming. We need to start coming together. This is great news. The fact that Sony is backpedaling. Last generation, we saw it with Microsoft. They came out of the gate stumbling, fell right on their face, and boom, now look at them. Microsoft made changes. They started caring about gamers. They started caring. They became, in our eyes, a more consumer-friendly corporation. Obviously there's nefarious ways. They can take all of our information from gaming and use that to, sell our information, not sell our information, but design new products to keep us on screens and to keep us everywhere we need to be. Sony is no different. Sony has been living in a bubble for so long that for them to actually, PC gamers getting the opportunity to play PlayStation games without having to buy a PS5, that's amazing. For everybody here, my channel is going to be getting into PC here in the near future. I have decided to invest, in PC and like bring that forward is part of it. The fact that Sony's going to start bringing their games to PC and Xbox already does. I'm not saying that it makes a reason not to own either of these consoles, but it sure is. It sure is a good thing, because as gamers, when we're young, it's not like we age out or anything. It's not like we turn 40 and quit playing video games. No, we just get careers and jobs, and we can afford to invest in, like PC hardware and stuff like that, so we can continue to do our gaming without being tied to Fanboys solely want argument points. When they lose them, they get, yes, that's true. And that is on both sides. Like, honestly though, since I've been, kind of more engaged with the Xbox community, PlayStation fanboys do tend to get a lot more angry and stuff. And I get it, because on PlayStation, we've had 5 generations, like, amazing experiences, but on Xbox, they've also had that. Exactly. Once you grow up, you don't age out and quit playing video games. You just grow up, and then you start seeing as like, well, yeah, like let's just play video games. So I think I was sitting there and I was looking at all that stuff on Twitter today after that Herman Holst interview, and I was like, oh my goodness, I really am going to have to do a Fanboy Anonymous, show, once a week, and probably have to do it 3 times a week once Sony starts putting their games on PC day and date. It's going to be interesting, Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. I'm actually happy that Sony's doing that. And like I was just saying the other day about Fidelity FX. Fidelity FX is a technology that they could possibly use on last generation consoles to increase the performance and increase the visuals to keep those systems in the game a lot longer. Because 7 years, I mean, those systems weren't done yet. We haven't even seen the full max potential of the Xbox One X. PlayStation 5, I mean, if it can put out a game like God of War, yeah, it's still a capable system of doing like a 4K 30. An upscaled 4K 30. Like, people can still buy that. Even if it's not a 4K, even if they just drop it down to 1440p or even 1080p, Yeah, exactly. They would let gaming die just so that they could sit at home and play on their freaking phones. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. AMD, like all of these, AMD is a freaking market leader. If anybody should be celebrated right now, it is AMD for being able to produce these APUs that power these consoles for 2 generations in a row now and give us gen on gen gains that are a lot better. Yeah. Fidelity FX. Microsoft does have in the Xbox dedicated hardware for their direct ML as well, direct machine learning. And I had totally forgot about this, but Jason Ronald was doing a podcast with the Lords of Gaming. And I remember him saying that, I actually saw that somebody posted that on Twitter today too, like a little snippet of that. And I remember that they actually have dedicated hardware in that Xbox Series X and S that will also allow them to use direct ML, which is Microsoft's, part of their APU or whatever, to do machine learning, using like that 4 and 8-bit math or whatever. And the reason why I do believe in rapid pack math and stuff like that, from because I mean, look at God of War. Look at God of War on the PlayStation 4 Pro. That game is freaking beautiful. I mean, it's solid all the way through. It looks really good. Yeah, it is pretty tough, Jimbo, to see people that actually go out of their way to buy all the consoles. Me, like gaming is like my only other hobby. Like I used to do like when I go to work, I fix things all day, and then when I get home, like I just want to game, man. I just want to play games. Yeah, I definitely recommend owning all of them. But if in a perfect world, if PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, everybody started making their games for the PC market as well, older gamers like ourselves that can't afford to invest in like PCs, then we could start taking our game, just having the one console. There would be no reason to buy all of those. Exactly, and that's the thing, like since I stopped being because I was a hardcore Sony fanboy there for a long time too, man. Like I was pretty hardcore when I was when I managed that game store. My Sony rep, dude, was so freaking generous. If I was upselling his stuff or upselling PlayStation, or I mean, dude, he showered me with all kinds of games, all kinds of equipment, everything I wanted. I mean, this was back in the PlayStation 2 generation, just before the right before the Xbox 360 was about to launch. Man, they took care of us back then. So I know how generous they can be, and that's why you see a lot more places push that. But Xbox last generation with that Xbox One X giving me that more power, in a console, because I wasn't ready to look into PC yet. I was still a hardcore Sony fanboy, but yeah, honestly, guys, if it wasn't for Blizzard Mountain last generation, I wouldn't even have bought an Xbox, to be honest. To be completely honest, I wanted to play Blizzard Mountain so freaking bad that I literally bought a system just for it. Yeah. See, I never really even considered PC just because of the mouse and keyboard. That didn't suit me. I liked having the controller in my hand and stuff like that. So it never really occurred to me. But then they started making it so you can use controllers and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to be investing in a PC so for the channel, because I'm going to start doing some content geared toward PC. Days Gone on a PC. Yeah, it actually looks pretty dang good on the PlayStation 5 now too, with that 60 FPS. It definitely adds a lot to it. And see, that's the thing with that Fidelity FX. I mean, it is compatible with Sony PlayStation 5. It's if I was reading that right, it's probably compatible with at least the Pro consoles from last generation, because they do have the beefed up specs. So if that is possible, I mean, if it will work on last gen consoles the way I think it might, that'd be pretty good. 4K 60 with ray tracing. They put ray tracing in that? Just because I can. And see, when I go PC, that's probably, I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to try to get like 140 frames and stuff like that. I'll probably just, stick to like the high resolution with a playable frame rate. I think that'll be enough for me. I'll play around with it a little bit, but I'm probably going to have something with a 3080 Ti built here shortly, probably at the next few months. I don't know though if I can get my hands on one. I'm going to try to pre-order the card and get the card and then have everything built around that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the PlayStation will have full access to Fidelity FX. That is definitely the case. I mean, PlayStation, greetings, code Equestria. I don't know how to say that. Equestria. How's it going? But so back to this whole God of War. Like, I mean, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've already heard me say that that's going to be the case. Like, and that's why last year when they came out with E3 and they put all those games out, every single one that they put out, I was pretty sure was going to be coming to PS4 as well, because anything they would launch in that first year, they would want to do that with the way that Jim Ryan said that they believe in generations and all of that stuff. Jim Ryan believes in money. Anybody that thought any differently than that is completely out of their mind. Jim Ryan believes in money, and why shouldn't he? I mean, PlayStation makes amazing freaking games like they do. I love my single player, one and done Sony first party games. I love them, dude. I'll always buy a PlayStation for them unless they put them on PC day and date. Then I would probably, if they start putting all the PlayStation games on PC day and date, that would give me more than enough reason to want to go. I think that Fidelity FX is definitely going to solve the checkerboard. Temporal injection is a lot better than checkerboard. Insomniac's thing for it looks a lot better. And that's what they had on the PlayStation. Because on Miles Morales, they took the 4K, native 4K, and then added temporal injection into that and made it even better looking. Because that, when you sit down and you look at that game, even though it's 30 frames a second, it looks pretty freaking like those that 4K looks dense. That image looks really, really dense, and that's what I liked about that. Yeah, Gran Turismo 7 coming to PlayStation 4. Like, I did not see that coming. That I didn't see coming. I really didn't. I was pretty surprised when I saw that. Yeah, PlayStation. So that basically means if PlayStation's coming out and saying, like tempering our expectations for God of War and Gran Turismo 7 and stuff like that for the end of the year, I don't really see anything. I don't really see them. And then and then we had Ben Studio come out today with the thing saying that they're working on a new IP. As long as it isn't checkerboard rendering, but the 30 FPS, I can't do that anymore, man. That 30 FPS it wore out its welcome the end of last generation for real. I mean, the Xbox One X was doing 4K 30. So like let's move forward with that. Both of these consoles are more powerful than that. COVID plus install base and PS5 rarity means cross-gen. Now, for them to not do cross-gen is freaking stupid. It's still kind of stupid. You know how Xbox, when they started doing PC day and date, they just ripped the Band-Aid off real fast, and now everybody's like, I don't even care. That was like a long time ago. Now, that's what PlayStation needs to do. They just need to rip the Band-Aid off and let all their games go to PC day and date. Yeah, PlayStation's... they just started off this generation saying all the wrong things and they were saying all the wrong thing or saying all the right things, but then they were saying all the wrong things and doing all the right things. In my opinion, they're doing the right thing, by putting their games on PC, by expanding, over 2 generations, and asking $70 for 4K 30 is ridiculous to me. If it has a 60 FPS mode that isn't that's still 4K resolution, at least 4K resolution, yeah, I would consider that like a $70 game. But if it's going to be like 1440p, like Demon Souls, no, I think they should keep that at $60. JRPGs, yeah. Yeah, if you're only using that for JRPGs. Well, Xbox is starting to get a lot more JRPGs too. To go slow and can't afford it all. Yeah, PlayStation 5 though is by the end of the summer, Jim Ryan was saying that it's going to be profitable. It's going to be making it's not going to be they're not going to be upside down on it anymore. Yeah. 1080p Returnal. Well, they've got Ratchet and Clank coming out in like 9 days. That I still think that could work cross-gen. If you want to be honest, I mean, who cares? I mean, people would play it even if they had to wait 30 seconds, in between Portal Rift jumps. Yeah, 1080p at $70. I reviewed that as a $50 game, and it was so buggy in the beginning that just it was terrible. Yeah, exactly. It was unacceptable for Cyberpunk, and then they defended that damn Returnal. Every time if you were wearing any of the two costumes that you got with the pre-order, you couldn't go through doors after a few minutes. It would just lock you out and freeze you out. We trust him now? No, we don't trust him ever. Jim. No Jim. Jim is exactly... Honestly, though, Jim is the exact freaking leader that PlayStation needs right now if they're going to do this, going to PC and continuing with the cross-gen thing. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to start doing the PC as soon as possible, Jimbo. They need to just rip the Band-Aid off that real quick, though, and just start doing. Hey, OC. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely try to yeah, I definitely try to review games the best way we can, the best way I can. Try to review them for the intended audience, and not just if I didn't like the game. I mean, because there's a lot of games out there that need to be reviewed in a different way. And I appreciate the subscription, man. Thank you. 4K 30, yeah, 4K 30 is last generation. That's for sure, Sev. Yeah, you know what? See, well, here's my idea. Okay, Sony. Jim Ryan says, well, it costs $100 million to make these games now, right? So what's another $5 million to port it back to PS4, right? Am I right? Like if they got it only, they can definitely figure out a way to port Ratchet and Clank back to PS4 for $5 million. If you got 100 million install base, that's 100 million chances you're going to get to sell a Ratchet and Clank copy. That makes sense. You got to think about these guys from a money perspective. Sony, like if Sony was smart, they would make a lot more money on the PC market, because for every console they sell, they have to subsidize. It just doesn't make any sense. But this generation, it only cost them $450 to make a PS5, and they sold them for $500. Yeah, the only games that I think are I think there'll be other games that'll do 4K. They'll do 4K, and they'll be 60 frames a second as well. They just won't have they probably just won't have the really high fidelity visuals, the high fidelity, or they might if they learn how to do that Fidelity FX. They'll be doing it pretty easy on both these consoles. 108 70p. Yeah. 1080p, yeah. Oh yeah. The fanboys will be like, how? It doesn't have the magic SSD. How's it possible? Well, it's got like 30-second load times, man. Hey, if you look at like last generation with what was that? Ghost of Tsushima? That game loaded freaking fast on the PS4 Pro. Like it was fast. It was like 16 seconds or something. It was pretty quick. So if they could figure out an open world, load in an open world pretty fast. But the reason they were able to do that though is because of the lack of texture in all of the world. They didn't have a whole lot of texture in Ghost of Tsushima, and that game still looks pretty flat on the PlayStation 5. Ratchet and Clank due to the game mechanic that needs an M2. There's definitely a way they could port Ratchet and Clank to PS4. You know how like when you're like flying through the air before you get to that next portal, they could just really slow that down. And if they could get that within like a 15 to 16 second window to where they would be able to load in, I think they could probably do it. It would probably be better if it was closer to 10 seconds, but they could probably do that. And especially on PS4 Pro and PS4 where the visuals and everything would be really toned down. Yeah, some dummies think slightly extra particle effects make up. Nope. Actually, that made everything that was the only cool part that really stood out in Returnal was those really cool things, that the particle effects. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Ratchet and Clank could definitely work on PS4 and PS4 Pro. They would have to slow some of that down a little bit. I'm pretty sure they would be able to do like the one where he's like on the side and then switch to another part in the map. They could probably do that, but we're probably looking at 1080p on Pro and 720p on PlayStation 4. Code games and engine, that just isn't true. There would be some loading between those rifts, but the game itself can run on hard drive. You don't think that Ratchet and Clank could do that? Those rifts? Yeah, pre-ordering a $7 game is definitely a nightmare. That really sucks. Here it's $75 after tax. Yeah, exactly. A load screen on the PS4. Yeah, exactly. It would still sell. Everybody would freaking buy that. I don't see why they wouldn't. Loading time. Yeah, I'm not saying that there wouldn't be any kind of loading times in there, but I'm pretty sure they could find a way to get that to work. Like they would have to. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima loads really fast, and if they just toned down the Ratchet and Clank visuals and made it look like a PS2 game, it definitely run on PS4. Currently working on Unreal Engine 5, and guess what, fanboys? I can run it on a 7200 RPM. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that all this stuff can run a lot faster. I mean, honestly, that Ratchet and Clank thing just kind of feels a little gimmicky to me. If you really ask me, yeah, too much money spent on the DualSense. Actually, you know what? They didn't even really spend a lot of money. I mean, that those triggers. I mean, it's a cool idea, but the way they're built, I don't know. You put too much pressure on those, it's going to push that little plastic spindle wheel out of place, and then it's not going to work that great. Ghostwire Tokyo, yeah, that one looks pretty good. I don't understand that game, so I might not play it. I don't understand what it's supposed to be doing. It looks kind of cool. It's got that like creepy sense to it, so I probably will end up picking it up. Yeah, cheap movie storage drive. Yeah, 3-second visual transaction for the. Yeah, I mean, you can tell there's loading on the Rift Apart. Like you can tell there's loading. I mean, just like going into there and where it kind of slows down and then it just appears and stuff like that. That does look. I mean, it still looks like it's loading. Yeah, I pre-ordered. In my opinion, Ratchet and Clank is going to be the first real next gen title, so I pre-ordered it so I can really see what it looks like. And if it comes out at freaking 1080p at 60 frames a second, I'm going to freaking lose my shit, dude. I'm going to be so mad. I have all solid state storage, and the micro center here doesn't have hard drives in store anymore. If you want one, you have to order them. Yeah, I just usually order all my hard drives off of Amazon. I just have them deliver them straight to my house. It'll make for a good video. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could find ways to, even if they had to like turn those into like mini cutscenes or something, to get everything to load. They could probably figure out a way to make it work. Dolby Atmos on my Xbox. Yeah, I definitely love that Dolby Atmos. It's pretty good. Um, yeah. So I thought, wasn't there any other thing today that? I mean, when they announced Gran Turismo 7, they had that listed as PlayStation 5 only. And then now today they're coming out, saying basically that this is coming to PlayStation 4 as well. Um, I'm kind of proud of Sony for doing this. To tell you the truth, I'm actually kind of happy that they are doing this because, I mean, everybody was sitting there dogging on Microsoft. When Microsoft came out and said, "Yeah, we're going to make the games for the next couple of years on both platforms," which is pretty smart. Crossplay multi-platform is the way of the future going forward. PC is leading the charge in these areas. Yeah, I do like. I'm starting to come around to the. I definitely am starting to come around to the whole idea of PC gaming. I haven't like I'm starting to put together kind of what I want and where I want it to be. So yeah, exactly. Microsoft and Sony fighting for the Microsoft's already got a pretty good foothold in the PC market. Oh, the Dolby Atmos is not exclusive. I don't know. I thought that Sony wasn't going to do anything with Dolby Atmos just because it has its own proprietary um, audio thing for it with the PlayStation, whatever they called that. Oh, yeah, I like the way it sounds on my headphones. It's actually pretty nice. I never really even used headphones on. I just always used my TV or my sound bar or something. Yeah, on PC they could just exactly, and that's why I think Jim Ryan, is really going to start pushing for. I would say give it a year. By this time next year, we're gonna start seeing select PlayStation 5 titles launching day and day on the PC alongside the console. Yep. My TV does Dolby Vision and HDR10 and HDR10 Plus. That Dolby Vision looks so freaking good though. So the 3D audio from that's what it's called, right? The 3D audio on PlayStation. I mean, like I was saying yesterday with that Sony wants to convert its Tempest. Oh, that's right, Tempest 3D to a dedicated sound system. I'll need to go through. It'll need to go through Atmos or DTX. Although Sony has always relied on sound processing to simulate the effect. Yeah. True Games 4. So, like I was saying yesterday when I was talking about the implementation of Fidelity FX, seeing as that's a software that developers can just code it into their games. If that software really does work on last gen consoles, like I think it possibly could, I don't see no reason why Sony shouldn't, continue to support those consoles backward consoles. And the same goes for Microsoft. They should just keep doing it as long as the games will work. I mean, if the game will work on last gen consoles, there's no reason why they shouldn't. Yeah. I know that PC gaming is pretty big, but smartphone gaming is pretty big too. And if a developer can create a little smartphone game that rakes in billions of dollars, for minimal work, and Sony's still paying, making $100 million games, something's gonna give eventually. Like Sony's either gonna drop quality or they're gonna just, or they're gonna start putting their games out on the PC as well. Yeah, Candy Crush on the toilet. Yeah, exactly. But but I mean, if you think about say there's what is there 2 billion cell phones out there on the planet, or more than. I mean, there's a shit ton of mobile phones out there. So if everybody's got a mobile phone in there and there's a lot of gaming on there, that's a pretty big market. I mean, I always hear what Phil Spencer talking about 2 billion gamers, 2 billion gamers out there playing video games and stuff. Like this market's pretty huge. On the same game consoles. Yeah, exactly. There is no comparison, and PC and smartphones and stuff, are basically they're basically in the same ballpark, because the smartphone, is basically a PC in your pocket now. Yeah, so I mean, like definitely there's more PCs out there than video game consoles. Like there's no doubt about that. But I mean, I think I have more game consoles in my house than I actually have PCs, though. That's for sure. Yeah, exactly. Cloud gaming is pretty good too. I mean, if they could just charge you a subscription for cloud gaming and not have to make dedicated hardware and just run it all from a server farm, yeah, I mean that definitely makes sense too. Don't we have another one of those things starting up? That one from What, Amazon? Aren't they doing one now too? Yeah, xCloud's definitely going to drive up Game Pass subs, no doubt. Microsoft's smart with that whole Game Pass and the xCloud and everything. You know, all just being into one little freaking thing. Not just microtraction simulator. Exactly, huh? How much money can this game milk out of people? I mean, most games are optimized for consoles before they even port them over to PC, though, don't they? Yeah, yeah, they do sell a lot of crap. That's for sure. Amazon's pretty good at selling crap. You go to look for something, and there's like 500 different options of garbage. You got to wade through it all just to get to the name brand stuff. Yeah, yeah, that's that one. That yeah, is Amazon. They're making that MMO, and it's and nobody's pretty happy. Yeah, I get that they're made on a. Okay, you remember Batman Arkham Knight, right? How it came out on consoles and it was like runnable, but then people couldn't even freaking run it that good on their PCs. I'm talking about games like that get made for console, that are designed for console and then ported to PC, and they just don't port them right. So wait, you're saying that the console is basically an HP or a gateway or a compact Sario? Yeah, the New World, that was that game. I think it looks pretty cool. I wouldn't mind playing it. I definitely like my MMOs. I play Black Desert Online. That one's pretty good. Yeah, the APU. Yeah, it basically is a laptop. And that's the thing. I mean, like these newer consoles, they're pretty decent. They basically give me what I want, with my visual experience for the most part so far. Yeah. And then see, I always hear a lot of that, like not having, PC games optimized good for, PC. So it never turns out, the way. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna see firsthand here pretty soon when I do go PC. I'll still have my consoles, but I definitely want to start looking into this whole PC thing and get on there. You guys have convinced me to try it because I know I already need it to run my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna tinker around with some games on there. Probably mostly just sim racing, at the start. So Days Gone worked pretty good, but but wasn't Horizon Zero Dawn having a problem just trying to hit 60? I heard that game was a mess when they first got it out there. Yeah, that's another thing I'm kind of worried about with the whole freaking PC thing, man. I don't have to upgrade it every freaking 6 months just to play a new game. Yeah, that Horizon Zero Dawn running on Decima is pretty. I don't know. That's what's got me thinking that maybe even this new Zero Dawn is just going to be optimized for 30 frames a second, and just done that way. The game's code isn't the same. Yeah, they did recode that, didn't they? That Horizon Zero Dawn, now they fixed it. I really wish they'd give us a 60 FPS mode on the last one. That would be pretty cool on the PlayStation 5. Maybe up the resolution, or not the resolution, but the visuals a little bit. I wish they would do a lot of that. Horizon was a mess. Death Stranding hit PC running well. Yeah. Yeah, I did hear good things about that. One of the best PC games of the year. So Kojima is yeah, he's got that on Decima too, doesn't he? Decima's the same one that did yeah, Decima is the exact same code base for Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, it wasn't a conversion for the Days Gone? Yeah. Halo plus Madden equals life. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, oh, love me some Halo. And man, I usually buy the Maddens every year when they go on sale at like half price. I don't know why I keep buying those, because I only buy the show every 3 years, every 3 or 4 years. Yeah. Yeah, I really wish that, I mean, that's one thing that would probably not make PlayStation owners so mad, is if they do port these older games over to the PlayStation or over to the PC. They should at least upgrade our PS5, upgrade us on PS5 or something. Don looks that one. Yeah, I really definitely wouldn't mind playing that. Well, now you got Game Pass. Yeah, Game Pass is amazing. Definitely amazing. I could play so many games that I never would even thought. Who's growing the mobile division? Sony to work to port games on PC. I think everybody's probably trying to do that. Yeah, as soon as Sony decides to start putting them games day and date. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Fanboy Anonymous 3 days a week, dude. Oh, Sony Mobile. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I haven't really been following that. It didn't really matter to me. But yeah, I guess if they start porting all of them over there, no, three big ones at Microsoft, not a single person at Sony. So I get all kinds of MS secret. Oh, three big wigs at Microsoft. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty. I mean, I could speculate, all day long that Microsoft's going to be doing something pretty well. If Sony's pushing all their games to next year, and then hopefully still getting Horizon Forbidden West out. Yeah, I know that Sony's been pumping up and hiring, and stuff, like all of them really have. So I'm pretty sure we're going to start seeing a whole lot of PlayStation games coming to PC fairly. I'll share the PS stuff, share the Microsoft stuff. Yeah, let's just have a share-a-thon, man. I want to know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Microsoft is going to buy a couple, at least a couple more. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a. Pretty sure they're going to be buying into EA too. I don't know if they're going to completely buy EA, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be buying into EA to start putting all the EA games on Game Pass. PlayStation making a launcher. If they did that, I mean, ooh. Yeah, EA is like 40 something billion, but I don't. I think they're making. I think they're making more of a deal to actually get EA games on Game Pass. Yeah, I don't think they're going to buy. I don't think they're going to buy EA outright, but I think they would. I think they would definitely be open to a deal. Yeah, if they put all them Madden and FIFA and everything on Game Pass, I'm thinking a bigger partnership with EA, something more like an investor type thing, like Microsoft, helping with financials or something. Now that Xbox has got the full backing of Microsoft, I mean, the sky's basically the limit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have Game Pass, you get EA Play games already in your subscription. But I'm thinking that they might be doing a deal to get possibly the next Battlefield on Game Pass day and date. Yeah, I mean, I could see them buying Warner Brothers, but all they would be getting is the studios. I don't think they'd be getting the IP if they bought those. So, yeah, EA Play on Game Pass as far as it goes. Um, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see something. I don't know. I kind of just have a feeling that there's more. That there's something more coming. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because the only way that it would make sense to buy Warner Brothers is if they were going to get those IPs, like the Batman IP, the Lord of the Rings IPs, and stuff like that. But Warner Brothers isn't going to sell them those IPs to make games. I mean, they might be able to lease them. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be smart for PlayStation to make another handheld. That's for sure. Or they could just do what Xbox is doing. Yeah. Well, the other day when they were talking about the Battlefield 6 thing, the community manager for the Need for Speed series came on and had that picture of the dude of Schwarzenegger and Weathers shaking hands, and it said Game Pass Battlefield. So I mean, that I don't know, maybe yay, maybe no, I don't know. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way it would make sense. I mean, if Microsoft could probably buy NetherRealm Studios, because NetherRealm has the rights to Mortal Kombat. Um, there's like a couple others, but I don't. Yeah, that's probably right. That's the only reason I could see Battlefield getting announced before the EA show in July, is if it's possibly coming to Game Pass. You know what I mean? Because it ain't gonna launch till probably November. October, November, the earliest. Demon Souls remake to hit the PC around September, maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt if Demon Souls is going to get ported to PlayStation 4. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. Around fall. Has it been a year yet? Almost. Yeah. Microsoft just put out their little fold, that Surface Fold or whatever, and now you can play games on that. I mean, they basically already got a handheld that will play all of their full version games. Demon Souls will be out a year on the 12th of November when the PlayStation 5 launched. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think the EA is really wanting to build back that trust after the misstep of Battlefield 5. So I could definitely see at least a part of Battlefield 5 coming straight to Game Pass or EA Play. If they put it on EA Play, then they can put it on PlayStation as well, because you can get a subscription to EA Play on PlayStation. Yeah, Surface tablet and stream. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You watched the State of Play stream disappointment? Yeah, that was pretty bummer. Being able to watch that and 10 or 4K 30 FPS and then not get no release date or nothing. But then they came out today and said, "Well, we might still be on track for the end of the year." So, I mean, who knows? It's been pretty disappointing with PlayStation, to tell you the truth. I mean, I feel like they need to get I feel like they need to get out there more. Kind of like what they were doing today, but we need more information. It was fishy 1080p stream, but later it was 4K. Yeah. When that first came out in 1080p, I was like, "Oh gosh, what the heck is going on?" Yeah, exactly. Xbox and Bethesda. If you got to think about it this way, if Bethesda had two games lined up to be launching on PlayStation 5 this year, exclusive, they've got to have at least two for Xbox, right? At least. I mean, or maybe one big one like Starfield, coming out this year. My guess is they're going to wait till next year to do anything with Starfield, just because. Well, I don't know. I mean, they probably should do it. Yeah, 4K on PC. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of irritated with that whole reveal for Forbidden West. I feel like they should have done 230 90s, so it's not completely unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for Starfield, because I mean it's Todd Howard's baby, and I like what Todd Howard does. I've been a Bethesda fan for so freaking long, man. Gosh, all the way back since the first Xbox, with Morrowind. I was like that was one of my favorite games on the Xbox, on the original Xbox. But I never really even got into Xbox that much. God, Howard. Yeah. I don't know, man. I like the way the Bethesda games, turn out. Um, like Wolfenstein, dude. I freaking love Wolfenstein. I think I already have you on my PSN, don't I, Yojimbo? Yeah, that's true. Skyrim is, gosh, man, they're gonna keep milking Skyrim like they did with, like they're doing with GTA 5, man. Gosh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure after E3, after they announce everything, I'm pretty sure Game Pass subs are gonna skyrocket right after E3. And also, yeah, Skyrim heavily modded feels like a new game. Yeah, you know what? You can I've been checking out some of the mods on the Xbox, just playing around with it. I just I mean, now that you can play it in 60 frames a second, it's pretty good. Mm, Elder Scrolls 6. Do you even play TSO, the Elder Scrolls Online? Yeah, if Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't live up to Skyrim or surpass it, then yeah, they're definitely going to be. Now that they're only having to make these for Xbox and PC, though, I think they'll be able to. And now that they've got the backing of Microsoft, they'll probably be able to. They should probably be able to do something pretty good with it. World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, I never got into World of Warcraft and probably never will. Final Fantasy 14. I downloaded that demo on the PlayStation 5 the other day, and I wasn't into the aesthetic of it. I didn't like the way it looked. That Crimson Desert is supposed to be coming out at the end of this year, like in the winter, and that's that's a break off of Black Desert Online. I like that Black Desert Online, man. That freaking game is pretty cool. I put well over 300 hours in that, just single player. Yeah, single player RPG. I mean, you can play. See, I've put like over 300 hours into Black Desert Online, basically just playing it as a single player RPG, and it's been pretty good. I mean, you max out your level, and I mean, and then you can continue to grow and grow and grow. But yeah, that game, it gets, once you start trying to grow past a certain level, then it just gets more irritating. Once you get past the weebs, yeah, that's pretty hard for me, man. I don't know. I I I try. I couldn't get into that that aesthetic for that game. I don't know. Plus the $15 a month, I probably wouldn't play it enough to continue to pay that subscription. I have nobody to play with. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I had a guild on ESL on PlayStation, but then I moved over to Xbox, so I wasn't playing it anymore. So I canceled my subscription and stuff on that. But I have it downloaded on my Xbox. I just don't play it as much as I play the um, Black Desert Online. But I haven't really been playing that much lately either because all those new games are starting to launch. Man, our drought is over. Can you guys believe it? The freaking video game drought is about to dry up, and we're going to start getting freaking games again. Yeah, the combat animation, exactly. The combat animation in ESO is so freaking annoying. I don't like the stick figure look. I don't like that. If they would change that, it would be so much better. Yeah, exactly. Getting everybody on there. Yes, 1 terabyte of storage. Xbox is freaking amazing. And the fact that you can already buy a storage card and put it in. I mean, I bought one of those because I was running out of space quick because they kept updating all my freaking games, man. I've got so many, dude. I've got like what 50 games that are or almost 40 something game or 35. I don't know. I haven't counted them in a while, but I've got a lot of games that are already updated for Xbox Series X and S. Yeah, yeah. I'm not too into that whole the way the Elder Scrolls Online uh, looks, but I do like the storylines and the story content of it. It's pretty fun. Expensive, but it was a given. Yes, yeah. I didn't even think twice about buying that. I just bought it. Actually, my PlayStation 4 Pro, I just traded that in and used that to buy it. Took that PlayStation 4 Pro right over there and got almost enough to buy the 1 terabyte card. Yeah, I like that Seagate. They're pretty good. I want a higher capacity one though. I want like a 2 terabyte, maybe even a 3 terabyte one. I mean, I know that's going to be like $600, but whatever. Maybe I get it for 5 if I buy a 3 terabyte. Yeah, way freaking small. They accidentally gave you two. Nice. Heck yeah, it's probably what I would have done too. I don't know. I probably would have gave it back to him. Honestly, to tell you the truth, that's just me though. I take back when the cashiers give me too much change. I take that back too. So yeah, $500. That's ridiculous. I'm going to make a custom NBA still drive. Yeah. Yeah. I would. It would be kind of cool if other companies were making these Xbox cards too, though. So that we had more options, so that the price would come down faster. Because I don't think the price is going to drop anytime soon. To tell you the truth, they never dropped the price on the other ones for the Xbox. For the Xbox One, any of the Seagates and stuff like that, the prices never came down on those. PS5 needs expandable storage. Yeah, 280 Call of Duty freaking. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, why haven't they given us any information on this yet? This is really starting to bug me. I want to upgrade my storage. It just makes it so I'm less likely to buy any more PlayStation games right now. Yeah, but they're the most powerful M2 I could find. 66 lost RE Village faster than I could finish the second icon click. Oh yeah. That might be a possibility, Joe. I don't think it's because it's overheating though. I think it's because um I think I think they might have I think they might have a design flaw that makes it so it's not cool in that bay the way they want to. I don't know. The 970 Pro with an enclosure. Yeah, the 970 Pro is supposed to have a lot longer lifespan than this 980, I guess. The Xbox One. Oh yeah, it's external. It's a card too. I mean, you can just plug it right in the back of it. This Xbox Series X is designed so freaking well that I was like, wow. And the footprint that it takes in your house is so freaking. It's so small compared to that PlayStation 5, man. Oh my freaking goodness. That is just ridiculous how big that thing is. Yeah, silicone. Yeah, you could tell that board in the PlayStation 5 looked pretty cheap and chintzy, you know what I mean? It's like I've been saying for a while, I kind of feel like they cheaped out on the PS5 hardware, but you still play Dead by Daylight? Oh yeah, Dead by Daylight. I thought you were talking about Dying Light. Yeah, I never could get into Dead by Daylight, but it was always like 980p or 1080p. Now it's actually got a next gen patch. The first Xbox, but it grew on me. Yeah, the very first Xbox one. Yeah. Hi, doggy.
Hi, are you live?
Yes.
Hello, live people. The YouTube fan.
Yeah.
Well, I'm home.
All right. Well, I'll be
I
done.
almost forgot the groceries in the car.
Oh, I'll be done in a second.
Okay. Why don't you sit in here? It's cool in here. You can lay on the bed.
Yeah, hang out.
Come on, baby.
All right. Well, I'm on PC. I don't have to wait for next gen patches. That's true. My gosh. Just rub it in, PC fellas. Waiting for patches. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, this generation, I've kind of felt like it's been a lot of waiting more than any other generation before, but we'll go ahead and chalk that up to COVID-19. I wish these guys would stop using that as such an excuse. I went and got my 2 shots so they can go get their 2 shots and get back to work, right? Yes, time for the honey-do list. She knows I know where my round to it is, so I'm going to have to do work. Gosh. So, yeah. I know. Just stating the obvious, Seb. Oh, I know. It does get, I'm just glad that I haven't had as much waiting with the Xbox. Well, I mean, like, I'm still waiting on next gen games for the Xbox, but apparently we're going to be waiting on next gen games for a very long time. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be picking up a PC here pretty shortly. Probably I'm hoping to get one by the end of summer. I mean, I'm also not going to rush it and just buy whatever just because. Oh yeah, Sonic Adventure. I'm waiting for this new Sonic to come out, man. It's supposed to be what, September. We're gonna get that Sonic, and then they're making another one that's possibly an open world. And yes, I'm definitely gonna get a PC. I'm just not gonna rush it and get something like garbage. I want to get something, pretty good. I'm probably gonna piece it together. Um, I'm gonna try to aim for like a either a 37 or 3080 or 3080 Ti, and then go from there. If I can acquire one of those, then it'll be a lot better. Second Battalion, U.S. Army Rangers. I was in Call of Duty. Does that count? No. Ti is a waste to just get the 3080. Yeah, I mean, not freaking $1,200 for that. I might as well just get a 3090, right? If I'm going to pay that much. Third bat in the fifth group. Don't mention what group is. I don't like the attention. Oh. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this chat and go help my wife do this stuff. Probably going to just post another video tonight in a little while. I got some more stuff that I ordered from Amazon to change up my little YouTube area. So I will see you guys in the next one. Yeah.